And welcome to the Talon Outdoor Show. I'm Charlie.
I'm JD.
Got the ball there.
I'm Fred.
What are you
You didn't hear what he said right before he started recording.
Well, I kept trying to get started, and he kept just talking and talking and talking, and the last thing out of my mouth was, hush, Fred.
It's a talk show. I mean,
yeah, but you got to quit talking to get the intro done, Fred. At some point in time, this has to make some sense to somebody.
Well,
this show has never made any sense to anybody.
You didn't hear what he said right out of the blue there, and it
Can
was.
he say it on the radio?
No,
I ain't sure.
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not.
Okay, then no.
If you
I'll
were,
use your day.
Here we go. Turn your phone off.
I can't turn it off
Professional radio.
because the timer's on the thing for
Turn the noise off.
Grant's not here this week. Still out with his baby and his baby
so
mama.
if somebody gave you Fred was talking about his bald head shining, and we're videoing, and a no hat and whatever. That's when you told him to hush.
Camera this week.
Which is why you told him to hush.
Well, I didn't hear what he said. They just talking.
And then he said, now I'm going to describe this to you. If somebody gave you a bushel of pecans, right, and you wanted to carry them in a bag or a sack, so you've got a bunch of
I got
pecans in a
sack.
sack.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
Well, that's what they
Somebody's
call me
got to
on
maintain the
TikTok.
style. Everybody's got to we got to maintain some
I was a
professional
bald
standards here.
one of
guys.
those.
That was as professional as I could describe to you what he said out of just nowhere.
Somebody out there is going, huh? And everybody else is going, oh, yeah. Never mind.
Well, the people that go, oh, yeah, I know what he said, they get it. And it's funny. It's just all of a sudden he just said that. So I was laughing. I apologize.
Sometimes things just come into my head. So
yeah, and usually they come right out your mouth.
Right out my mouth. So like last night, I'm coming home. So we're going to the coast this weekend. It's Father's Day. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Got the boat all shined up, ready to go. Fishing rods in the truck.
I saw
out there.
them. Yep.
And wife says, we need some whatever it was. It was about 10 o'clock at night. And so we're going to go to Walmart at 10 o'clock at night. Now,
which Walmart? That's a big deal. Which Walmart?
It's the one on Thomasville Road.
Okay.
But,
for the Dothan audience, that's northeast Talon. That's where all the rich folks live.
Not necessarily.
And a lot of normal people, too, regular old folks.
It's the nicest Walmart in town.
Okay.
It's your Walmart.
It's my Walmart.
But
my Walmart.
I'm going to tell you, if you go to any Walmart,
pretty much
after 10 o'clock at night,
it's not nice.
It's like a trip to the zoo. It's exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, you see things in there.
No argument.
It's all kind of things that go bump in the night, or just bump all the time. And so we go to Walmart, find our items. Of course, I love going to Walmart. All kind of stuff in
Your
there.
people are there. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we're coming home, and about half mile from the house, there's something in the road. And I'm like, what is that? Got up on it, and that's a doggone alligator. And I'm like, we don't have an alligator in the pond right now. We need one. So let me get that alligator. So I'll hop out the truck, and her car, actually. And so I got the light shined on the alligator. And I've caught alligators a lot all through my life.
I don't believe I told
this
that.
This is hypothetical.
And so I get up there.
This is hypothetical, right?
I was saving a creature. I was doing the right thing. And so I got out there, got that alligator.
And you shoot him into the pond.
I shoot him into the pond.
Nice.
You were just trying to get him out of the road. That's all.
The thing about it, he was drunk. And because, that's our neighborhood.
Somebody was.
And so, at any rate, that alligator now lives in the pond. And I didn't see him this morning, but he got the alligator. So
well, cool.
I mean,
now when he gets up to about 6 or 8 foot long, you be calling somebody to come get him because he done got in the pond, got too big.
No, he'll, I'll name him Steve or something like that. And I've had pet alligators a long time ago, past statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Like when I was 5 years old, kindergarten.
Had a pet alligator.
Caught an alligator, and he ended up biting my arm. And so back then you didn't go to the hospital for that kind of thing. You just
they pour some Clorox on it.
Just pour some Clorox and then put a Band-Aid. You cry for a little while and then go on about your business. So I go to school next day, and my mother ends up getting a phone call that night from the teacher. says, your son is causing problems again. He's telling crazy stories to all the people at school. And so, well, what did he say? Well, he says he got bit by an alligator. Now, we keep telling him that's make-believe, and he's insistent that really happened. You should have seen the look on that teacher's face when I brought that alligator to school the next day.
In a sack.
Nah, he was in a dog crate. And, I brought him in there. And
I don't mess with them. I have alligator hunted in the past. I've gotten the permits and gone through all that process and
met someone said they
and made my own harpoons and did all that fun stuff. And after I went to the FWC class, they don't make you take a class when you get your permit, but they strongly encourage you to go to a class. And I went to a class, and when I found out about the bacteria that live on those alligators' teeth and on their skin and on their body, I had so much disinfectant stuff in the boat because if there's some kind of flesh-eating bacteria that's got a 47 letter long name that they said basically if you get that, you're going to get the worst infection you could possibly imagine that they may or may not be able to treat with antibiotics if you don't do something with it with the bite pretty quick.
That explains a lot of things.
Getting bit by one?
Sore?
Does it stunt your growth?
It might stunt your growth.
Okay.
It might potentially stunt your growth.
That would explain.
So, it is some sure enough bad stuff that lives on their teeth, and because they eat carrion. I mean, they don't eat fresh meat.
No, they don't.
If they catch a pig or a dog or whatever,
rot for a few days and then
they take it and store it.
They don't have any gastric juices.
Right. They got some bad stuff in their teeth, though, in the mouth and on their skin.
And you can smell gators
I've
when
had
they're around.
you can
Smell them.
4 alligator bites in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, that does it.
That may explain a few things.
Probably eat your brain. You start talking funny.
I'm just wondering if that explains the hair loss.
Could be.
It might. Maybe the bird legs.
Yeah, could. Yeah, gators are nasty creatures. They really are. They're. I enjoy gator hunting though. I think I enjoyed making all my own gear to do it with as much as I did the actual.
Because like
unlike what you see on television when you actually catch a gator, there is not a protracted fight with the gator. They spend all their energy really quick. So it's like one or two, unlike a big fish that that is going to keep on fighting. Some fish will just fight for hours.
Yeah.
A gator's fight is about a minute.
Yeah.
And they're done.
Yeah, this one
like a mudfish. A mudfish will fight.
Take 10 seconds.
And bite at you trying to get.
But that's an exciting minute, though.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of splashing going on, and then you see this dinosaur come up off the bottom, and and then you dispatch them, and they still move for hours when even though they're not they're deceased.
Snakes creep me out. You kill a snake and
cut his head off.
I'm gonna go skin this thing and eat it, which I don't like snakes, but I will skin one and eat it. The whole time that thing's trying to wiggle around in your hand just creeps me out.
Yeah, frog legs same way. You go to pulling skinning frog legs, and you take those, and when you have a pair of frog legs, they got these little white nerves that are sticking out right at their top of their thigh, and you always pull them out. You know why you pull those out? Because if you don't, and you throw that joker over in the frying pan, it will jump out.
Hop out of there?
It will jump out. I've seen it. So I learned that trick, and you talk about a weird sensation. You go to pulling that nerve out of there, and that thing goes to shaking.
Man,
woo!
I could just see the look on my wife's face if I threw that frog leg in and it started hopping out the fan.
You'd be the only one eating frog legs.
Well, that's not a bad thing because there's more for you.
I love a frog leg.
Oh, man, me too.
There ain't nothing better than a good fried frog leg.
Man, I remember there was somewhere around where there was a buffet had frog legs on it.
Where?
And it's
Seminole
been
a while. Seminole Wind up in
Thomasville
has them.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, I've been there once, but there was a place here in town.
There was a seafood place here in town that had them on there, but I love
a good frog leg.
My wife looked at the snow crab legs and the Winn-Dixie. We don't have a Publix in Marion the other day. And I was looking at crab legs, and I'm like, no, I ain't feeling that. We'll go find us a buffet somewhere. Hey, all right.
You got to have something for Jameis Winston to steal.
Yeah. We'll be back in just a minute. And we're back.
Good.
So
That was quick.
it was quick for them. It was a long time for me. I'm trying to figure out how to run this dadgum computer again.
I wish Grant hurry up and get back.
I wish Grant would hurry up and get back too, but he's
Doing
got
a good
bigger,
job, brother.
higher priorities. I got last
You got it
week's
down.
show work. It aired. Now there wasn't a YouTube, but and there was none of the social media stuff.
I didn't get no complaints from anybody. So usually when things
Well, that's
ain't
'cause
right,
they
I
just
get
quit
phone
listening.
calls. Maybe that could be it too.
Well, there was only 3 people listening to the show, JD. I mean, it's.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably
I'm
it.
one of them.
Who's
Actually,
other?
I don't know. I'm being generous.
We appreciate
Chris.
the other two of y'all. Thank you.
Actually, it's yeah. I tell you what, there's a bunch of folks. I keep running into people, and every time I turn around and I walk into a business or something, doing something, talking about you, Mr. Strickland. I'm Charlie, and I listened to your show, or I've been out to the ride. Just it's amazing. You go in the dangest of places, and all of a sudden. I mean, standing in line and we're talking about something totally unrelated, and I know that voice. You know,
I've had
it's
that happen to
just-
me at Walmart. I don't even talk that much on the show. And the guy said, my shirt said tire on the back. And he said, you Captain. I was like, how do you know? Well, I listened to the Talon out. I was like, oh,
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I like having a control board. JD, say something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
See, I can make you sound.
Please don't.
like you have a deeper voice.
Well, I can get it cold and I can come in here and sound like.
No, see,
I have a pretty decent vocal range. I just am comfortable right here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm.
You can sing soprano?
I can.
I don't want to hear that.
Whoa.
I can. I
don't
can. I really no. I have a very broad.
Were you in the choir?
I was.
Well, what part did you sing?
I sang tenor and baritone,
There you go.
or whatever you call
That's
that.
kind of mid-range.
Daddy sang bass. Anyway, never mind.
Mama sang tenor.
That's pretty good. JD has quite a range.
Huh?
That's why I can make all the funny noises.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's the thing about JD. He has a memory
I know.
that, I mean, especially on
bizarre.
technical issues.
Uh-huh.
And it's if there's something he doesn't know about, it's because he doesn't care about it.
No,
But if he
read it
reads
once
something,
and you
hears
get it.
something, sees something, knows about something, that's
He's
stuck in that brain.
He's the redneck version
Now,
of
my
Cliff.
head's about the same size as his is, and there's a lot of crap in my head. The problem is all the neurons don't connect with mine. I am scatterbrained. I got a bunch of stuff in there, and it's just like a big old mess.
Tell
You
you
got
the
to stick a stick in there and stir it
The most
around.
terrifying thing.
JD is the redneck version of Cliff Clavin. Cheers.
Please don't go there. I just. Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
put
tell you
on
what's terrible.
Jeopardy one day.
I want to go on Jeopardy.
I think
really
you do
You
a
would
good
do
job.
good.
There are nights that I watch Jeopardy. I'm a Jeopardy.
Oh, you are?
a Jeopardy fan.
You ever
Yes.
get the Daily Double right?
Oh yeah, I get it all the time. But there are some nights that I go on there, and y'all would think I was the dumbest human on the planet because what Charlie said, because opera and whatever.
Well, if
you
it
know,
was
literature.
If it was opry,
well,
if it was
Opry,
opry, you would
I'm
know
down.
it, but
I'm
not
down.
opera.
Yeah, opera and world literature, and I don't read fiction books. I never have. I just don't care for them.
You don't like
See, I grew up on science fiction was my
No, I
You
don't
wanna-
read. I don't read fiction. I never have.
Vince Flynn? I mean,
No.
just, that's you don't know what you're missing.
Well, maybe I don't, but
The
I
problem
just don't.
is
I read
JD's
stuff that
reading
would
this
put
at-
you to sleep and enjoy it. And I read
history.
history,
You love history.
biographies, history,
Like history.
things like that. If it's not, I say I don't read fiction. I love the old, the old cop books. The old.
Bet you read a Louis L'Amour.
Not
something.
really.
Really?
Not really.
No?
It was the cowboy. I just didn't. But yeah, I mean, but
I was here's what I like reading.
Joseph
growing-
Wamba books because he was a
who,
cop.
what?
Joseph Wamba. He wrote Choir Boys. He wrote a bunch of books based on his experience as an LAPD police officer.
Okay, all right.
And there's a bunch of them out there. There's been the Onion Fields. There was a bunch of books out there based on his experience that he wrote stories about them. And
Is
and
one of them called Riots?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they allowed that. I don't think they really allowed that back in Los Angeles back in the day.
That's
So,
all they have there now.
but there's been a bunch of movies. The Blue Knight, that was one of the Blue Knight TV show. There's been a bunch of movies made based on his books. but it's based on real happening. So I have a hard time getting interested in fiction stuff.
I like one of the reasons, and I love Western stuff, and my papa used to have a bunch of old Western books laying around and stuff, and I'd read some, but one of the reasons I like Star Wars and stuff so much is it's basically a Western.
It's a Western
set in space, and I was a big Isaac Asimov fan, which is iRobot, all these different robot things, and futuristic and space travel and all that. And I would, that was my gig, and then so I'm more into science fiction and that type of Western. I love it. I've seen a resurgence in the movies of Westerns kind of coming back a little bit, but which is
Have you read Stuart Lake's book? Wyatt Earp?
I don't read any more books. I don't have time.
If you get a chance,
what you do is you get you some headphones and put them on audio book. That way you can.
On Audible, yeah.
Mm-hmm. My problem is even if I'm listening to something,
he ain't listening.
My attention span has gotten so short because my brain. I swear, I don't know if you can develop late life ADHD or whatever, but my focus is shot. I mean, I have gotten to the point where, and I posted a video on I started another social media site called Dry Creek Farms, which is I'm putting my farm content on there, and I walked up to the house. It was yesterday, and I posted the video, and it's on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And I needed something, and I walked from my shed up to my house. Thought about 5 different things between my shed and my house. It only takes one thing to distract me, and I thought about 5 different things.
There's a chicken over there.
And I don't have any squirrels, so I got chickens. And I got to the house, and I stood at the back door for I don't know how long, going, what did I walk up here for? And I walked in the house, and so I did what I normally. I looked. Oh, there's an Amazon package. What is it? I got to take that down to the shed, and then wait a minute. Well, you know what? I'm thirsty. Let me get some. Opened the drawer. I said, let me look in the junk drawer because there's a good chance I came up here to get something out of the junk drawer. And I opened the junk drawer, realized that the white Gorilla Tape was missing, and I went, that's in the utility room. And you know what? That's what I came up here to get. And so I walked in there and I grabbed the white
In the law, they call that the tipsy coachman doctrine. You just kind of
walk around till you figure it out.
The tipsy coachman's always going to get to the definition.
So
he may go around to the end run, but he'll get there.
So I just walk around and act like I know what I'm doing, and look focused, and people don't question me. I'm telling you, when the time comes, I'm gonna develop dementia eventually, and then I'll have a real excuse.
I think you got it now. I mean.
Well, didn't you post a picture on your steel lawnmower? Was that goats?
That was yeah. So it was funny because the goats went and got it. They like to go hang out on the zero turn, and it is a Stihl brand, STIHL, like the chainsaw. It's made by the Ferris mower. It's got the full suspension on it, and with my back, I needed a suspension. And I convinced my wife she needed.
We're talking about goats.
Back to the goats.
And so I looked over there, and the goats were all piled up on. I took a picture of all the goats up on the Stihl lawnmower, and I posted a picture. And I said, "No," I said, "Be still. I'm taking a picture, not get on the still." And it got some likes and some laughs and whatever. But that's the thing is, there's all this warped humor going around in my head all the time, and I am a complete smart butt.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
And so I'm always thinking of these funny things, and social media allows me to post this stuff. And
shortly after you think about it, so you don't forget about it.
What I've gotten in the habit of doing is when I see something that I take a picture of it.
That is rain.
That is rain. I heard static. Yeah, I'm like, what?
What?
I want to know what Fred had unplugged, and it's rain.
We got to hurry up and get done with the show because that rain falling on tin roof and the couch right over there. I need a nap.
My fishing rod's right there in the truck.
They're clean.
They're getting cleaned off now.
They'll be rinsed off.
Yeah. Got my e-bikes out there too.
Uh-oh.
You want to run out there and get your?
No, I ain't worried about it. They're e-bikes.
Okay.
Are they supposed to get wet?
Yeah, they get wet from time to time. They're charged up.
Oh, those are the lazy man bikes.
That's right.
Okay.
Going to Apalachicola this weekend. Tool around on my e-bike.
I still can't get past. I see somebody on one of those things going uphill and
you
not pedaling.
You gonna wear your clam digger britches to ride around in?
Well, they got the little bitty tires, so they look like Curious George riding around on one of those things.
Did you? I was looking at TikTok last night, and guess who put a video on TikTok?
Oh, there's one on there. Yeah.
Of what?
Of him dancing at that dadgum blue
Dancing
out
down
thing,
in
and
the-
that crazy, nothing on but a pair of whatever swimming trunks were, and dancing like an idiot.
It was there was rum.
Rum.
So do you have a TikTok?
Yeah, I got one now. That's
It was Dads of TikTok or something like that. He tagged that or something like that. And
God.
I'm looking at it and I'm going, that's Fred.
It's
I don't believe.
I want to see the comments. 'Cause
I don't
know
believe
how
I'd have
people-
told that. I just don't believe I'd done that, Fred.
it's
I'm
got
just saying.
like 10,000.
I know.
There's
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a train wreck. You ain't gonna look away. You know it's gonna be a horrible outcome, but you ain't gonna look away from a train wreck.
There's
When
like
you-
one comment on there says, "Don't hurt yourself, little white man."
I was kind of worried about you hurting yourself with all that gyrating you was doing on there.
Well,
looked
you
like a
understand,
chicken.
The rum in the Bahamas is potent.
Yeah.
And you
Maybe.
mix
But
that
you
with
wasn't drinking
else.
that rum when you posted that online, so
I think it was.
I think you
Yeah,
you
it might
invited
went off
that.
Did you bring the rum home?
No, I drank it all. Now going
Is that
down
when you
there
climbed that
next
tree?
weekend, and I'm gonna get some more. I'm gonna climb that tree again.
What it was they picked on him so much about the stuff that went viral on this show
Yeah.
that he said, "No, I'm
You
gonna
think
do.
that's bad? I'm
gonna
gonna show you. if
And
you
he
think
did.
that was, I'm fixing to show you.
What is your handle on TikTok?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, they will know when we get back after the break. I can promise you that because I'm on.
It's on there. I don't know. Let me see.
I don't even have TikTok. I mean, I get the first.
What in the world?
No, that's
you
you
doing?
on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
I
We'll
don't
be
know
right
how
back.
that came up.
We'll be right back.
Cool the little guy.
All right, and we're back.
We'll have to wait for the not
Tallahassee
the
segment.
Tallahassee
Yeah,
segment where people actually know Fred that completely.
we're at the bottom of the hour. This is the Dothan Wiregrass segment. So, can we talk about something Wiregrass?
Quit watching
related?
Fred dance. That's really weird,
I
Paul.
was just reading the
You're a
comments.
good Christian man, and you looking at that.
Yeah,
I'll be done pulling
have
something.
you not seen it?
No, sir, not to just now. I was looking over there at it.
That's one of those things. That's a game changer. You watch that, and it's like, I'm seeing Fred.
I ain't
I
never
wouldn't
seen
say-
Fred that drunk.
Was he really drunk?
I don't drink. We're in Alabama right now, so
Yeah.
we can't talk about that kind of thing.
You're probably not talking to your client audience right now.
No, but
so
my
you could
in-laws
tell you-
live there, and I think they.
I
listen.
don't think they have high expectations, Fred.
They really don't. I mean,
You've been around long enough. I
Yeah.
think they've pretty much given up on you.
pretty much. Yeah.
That's one of those things where, well, we had our hopes, but then along came Fred.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
There's a tune to that. I don't know the rest of it. Fred, I know JD does.
They,
Bless your
I
heart.
don't know what.
Just
to say.
bless your heart.
I'm just going to
Bless your heart. There you go. Covers everything.
Yeah. Anyway, so
What is going on?
Anything going on
Dothan?
in Dothan?
Yeah.
Other than rain every day like it is here?
the rain every day like there is here, and I'm sure everything's greening up. We just cut hay at my place the other day, and it's already seeding out heads
Ready to
again.
go
Your
again?
favorite thing is bahia seed popping up out there again,
And
and it's looking like we're fixing to be rolling some more hay here for too long.
I got a dry spell as I got home. I guess it was Wednesday. Had to stay up at the hospital with my mom. Tuesday night, she had a procedure done on her heart. They did the ablation thing on her heart, and I spent the night on a cot in the hospital. A cot that was about 8 inches too short for me.
Yeah,
but
they don't want you to stay there. That's why they
no,
put those
they
things
probably.
in there.
He's like it was the cot or that little narrow recliner that I'm a little bit big for, that my feet hang over the end. But anyway, I got home from all that, took me a little nap, and I was like, that and rain. I'm gonna go mow the grass. I have been messed up ever since. Just getting out mowing the grass is.
Bahia get you?
I'm allergic to a lot of stuff. Bahia is the worst. I'm so allergic to bahia. If it pops up in the yard, I get the shovel out, and I will dig up the patch and resod it or whatever. I can't deal with it. Let's put it this way, Fred. When I was a police officer, or deputy sheriff, and I had to go on the interstate for something, if I had to cut across the median on the interstate, because that's what all the DOT uses is Bahia, because it's cheap and grows like crazy and all that.
They like Argentine Bahia.
Yeah. I have had to go home sick from work because I drove across the median or pulled over to the side of the road in the summertime.
Get you some allergy shots or something.
I used to take allergy shots because I was allergic to everything around the farm too, all the animal dander and all that stuff. It doesn't matter with Bahia grass; it will overcome whatever it is that. And I basically have to go load up on Benadryl and go to sleep for.
You don't carry your EpiPen or anything?
Nah, it's not that bad. I mean, I don't get like whatever. I can still function. I just can't see.
I'll get these. Yeah, see, I'll get these allergic. I don't know what it is. I think it's seafood, and I eat it all the time anyway. But one year, Christmas Eve, I got that thing. We had swole up and all that.
Yeah, and, anaphylactic.
Anaphylactic shock. And I got an EpiPen.
Yeah.
Well, my mother-in-law is a nurse.
She jabbed you about 14 times.
So I was like, "Here, you put it. That thing hurts." So I handed it to her to jab me with because I didn't want to hurt myself.
Sure.
Just not into that.
And she went,
I've been waiting on this.
And she goes to jab me. Well, she had the doggone thing turned around backwards and jabbed herself.
Burned your EpiPen up.
And this was Christmas Eve. She didn't go to sleep till New Year's Eve. I mean, she's hopping around like crazy all night long. And I'm sitting over and she's,
she might have been trying to kill you or let you die.
Could be.
She goes, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try this.
I tell you what, though, if you see an 86-year-old woman on speed, it's
because she turned the EpiPen the wrong way.
Yeah, it's something to look at.
I don't know hand signals, but we're running out of time, so we got a little. What's that? 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's well.
I'm glad you're a professional radio
All right, whatever.
producer.
We're just gonna go to the next segment.
All right.
Say bye, y'all.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
And we're back. All right. So we got I don't know what you're sitting over there, Mum. Just got mumbling.
Okay.
If you're going to insult me, yeah.
Did y'all figure out Fred's TikTok handle so you can tell everybody?
What?
What?
It was Fred Conrad, 6.
Yeah, I think it had my full first name.
Frederick Conrad.
Frederick Conrad.
Frederick. Yeah. That was my name growing up, Frederick.
Frederick.
And then they just changed it.
Well, you're short, so they shortened the
I
Frederick.
guess that's what
Frederick.
They did.
Frederick the Great. You think of somebody that's 6'5", and this.
I think he was 5'6" too, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I don't know, but at some point in time, they decided
he was great,
they decided to shorten his name to go along with his physique.
They did. I mean, they just changed it. I didn't do it.
Hey, Fred,
I went along with it.
You going to the anti-King protest?
Yeah. I'll be down there front and center. I'll be the featured speaker.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. I thought I might drive by.
I don't get so the no kings or no something king.
Yeah,
they're upset at Elvis or something. I don't know.
It's like, what's wrong with Elvis?
Well, he was the king.
Are they protesting Martin Luther King Jr. or something?
I don't know.
They don't like King. I don't know.
There's a bunch of malcontents out there that getting paid and carry signs and say stupid things.
Did y'all hear Sheriff Ivey from Brevard County?
What he had to say?
Oh my God! You haven't seen that press conference?
No,
Sheriff Ivey in Brevard County did a presser, and he basically said, if you come down here and you are protesting illegally. Now, I have nothing wrong with protesting. I don't. If you feel strongly about something, that's a right that you have in this country to go carry your sign and walk up and down the street.
If you spit on us.
Yeah, he said basically, if you don't listen to lawful commands, you're going to jail.
Okay.
If you run, we're going to catch you and you're going to go to jail tired. Okay. If you spit on us, you're going to go to the hospital and then you're going to go to the jail. And if you hit us, yeah, you're going to go to the hospital, go to jail, probably going to get dog bit.
If you throw bricks or anything at us.
If you throw fire bombs or bricks.
We're going to be notifying your next of kin where to retrieve your body.
Yeah, where to get your remains from.
And then he went on.
That would be an effective form of deterrence.
And that's the sheriff. So you know that his people are taking that to heart because they're going – the gloves are. He goes, and he says, this has got to stop. Right. The governor even went out and said, you're going to get run over if you get in the road. Our citizens here have the right to run you over. He said, if you surround a car and they think that you won't let them leave and they are in fear, they can run you. We've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Because that's Florida law.
Well, yeah, it is Florida. And the thing that is, all it takes is one example.
Yeah.
Because these people are, by their nature, cowardly anyway. The only reason they're doing it is because they've gotten away with it for so long.
Well,
correct.
They're throwing rocks and hitting cars. That could kill you.
Well, you saw them throwing bricks and rocks and stuff at the ICE vehicles and some of the thing. And the thing is that's deadly force. It's a felony of itself, and it's deadly force that they're using against those officers. And one of those officers whipped off the road and ran that person over. They would be totally justified in doing that in this state and in most states in this country,
except California.
Now that's out in California, so they would hang them out to dry. But they're also federal officers.
Well, like I said, I am all for people. If you're whatever and you want to take your time and you want to go express your opinion or whatever, I don't care enough about a whole lot unless you're in my yard to go protest for or against anything. But if that's the way you feel, then go do it. But don't block traffic. Don't get out in the street. Don't show your rear end. Don't throw things. Don't put your hands on other people or throw things at other people, whatever. Because whatever happens to you after you do those things is 100% your fault, and some good person that's taken up for themselves is probably going to get in trouble, have to go through hire a lawyer and all this other stuff to get out of it.
The people you're blocking in, the people that you're inconveniencing, the vehicles you're surrounding may actually agree with you, people. They might be on your side. Yeah. How do you know? You don't bother to ask. You just scare the bejesus out of them.
I mean, most Tesla owners were not Trump voters. I mean,
yeah, that's exactly right. That is exactly right. Most electric car people, not all of them. Charlie's an electric car guy, but most electric car people are
globally conscious,
green whatever.
Energy,
all of those
AOC
things that some of us don't care anything
about. Vandalizing their own people. I mean, what are you thinking?
Because they're mad at the guy that owns the company that made the car, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. By the way, I was just looking at my stock account and Tesla's up again today.
Oh, are they?
So we're making a big comeback.
I think Elon did what he needed to do. And then he went to Trump behind. Hey man, we got to pick a fight.
We're gonna break up.
We got to pick a fight because I got to get my money back, dog. You're a buessman too. You get it.
You get it. Yeah.
So let's have a little tip.
That has crossed my
mind. And then let's call Netanyahu over there and tell him to go bomb Iran, and then they'll forget all about all this stuff.
Wag the dog.
You know, that very well could be what happened.
Oh, I would lay even money on that.
I would.
All this mess, hey, he could have been. Hey, I know you've been wanting to bomb Iran for a while, but we got to get some stuff off of us over here. We got all this immigration stuff and all these protests and all. Hey, we need something in the news. Go ahead. We got you back. I know you were going to do it anyway.
You've been itching.
Do it this week.
Yeah.
While we and I'm just going to tell all my people to get out of the way. And
somebody called George Soros, tell him send some rioters to L.A.
Yeah.
They're paid rioters.
And all the people that defend Iran and all these other countries over there, go over there and protest and see what happens to you.
Oh, I love it when you see the trans people out there standing with Palestine. You know what they do to trans people?
They would
throw them off the building.
Yeah.
You can see the videos. And you can go on YouTube. There's videos of it. Yes, they throw gay people off of buildings over there because they're gay. We just go, that guy's gay. Have a nice day.
So you're talking about protesting. Gay, If I go by, and I try not to, Appalachia Park in the Florida State Capitol, in front of the Capitol building, and I drive by and there are people protesting in front of the Capitol, waving signs and yelling. Half the time I don't even know what they're protesting about, and I don't care. That's your right. Get out there, wave, do whatever, get up on the steps, give your speeches, stay out the road.
Yeah.
I mean, because the minute you step into the road, now you're involving me in your protest, and that may be your goal. Now, you get in my way, I'm going to toot the horn, I'm going to go around you. You block me in to where I can't leave, now we're having a different discussion. Now, I'm not going to automatically run you over because I can't kill you over property damage to my vehicle. But if I believe reasonably that you are trying to get into my occupied vehicle in the state of Florida, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing in Alabama and Georgia, you are trying to force your way into my vehicle
and extract me therefrom.
Or you are presenting an imminent threat of serious bodily harm to me by throwing a rock through my windshield or swinging a baseball bat at my window or windshield, as if you are presenting some sort of deadly force violence to me or something that could cause great bodily injury. I'm gonna get through the interview quite fine after I use deadly force, because I know all the words, and be like Fred. Or if there's a difference between me and my family. Now, if my family's with me, my threshold just went way lower.
Yeah.
If it's just me, it's going to be a little higher. I'm going to be mad because I'm going to have to file an insurance claim on my truck because you damaged my truck. But the minute you reach that threshold, I'm going to run you over. Matter of fact, when I bought the bumper for my truck, I was having a conversation with the lady at Texas out there at the
Ranch Hand.
Ranch Hand. Yeah. And I said, I like yours because they've got these big, wide wraparound handles. And she goes, you mean the push? I said, well, no. I mean, depending on the situation, it could be handles. It could save somebody's life. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, well, if they surround my truck and I run them over, they at least got something to hang on to, so I can drag them out of the way so I can then pause long enough for them to get up and get out from under the tire, so I didn't actually have to run them over. I'm trying to afford them at least a handhold on the thing, and she got real quiet. And I said, I'm kind of kidding. And she goes, kinda? And I went, kinda.
Yeah, kinda.
I do teach this stuff, so I mean, it's one of those.
I didn't know that's what those were for.
It's not. Well, it's to get cows and deer off you, but they don't stop deer from damaging your vehicle.
Deer, they can't grab a handle.
Bless your heart. They don't have thumbs, Fred, do they?
No, I mean not the one. Well, I've seen.
It's just the level of ridiculousness.
Yeah,
the level of ridiculousness that is going on right now, and all this stuff is crazy.
I have never been to a protest.
Here's what I would. Before we leave this subject, real quick, we're almost out of time for this segment. Is that if you are in that crowd and you need to drive away, slow, steady pressure on the throttle. Don't try to just gas it because you're going to run up on people, and then you're not giving them a chance to move. You run up on them, you're going to get hung up and you're going to get stuck, and that's going to be a problem. If you just slow, steady movement forward, unless they're trying to actually get into the car with you, and then Katie barred the door, but you don't want to get hung up on them. I highly recommend not going anywhere near a protest.
Yeah. And we're back.
Yeah, we are back. Maybe we might be playing a rerun this week.
I don't know.
Picking it up.
Chinese tool stores.
Chinese tool
Harbor
stores.
Freight, man.
There ain't nothing in there made in America except the American flag.
Well, JD's going this weekend.
Let me tell you, I get some dikes for cutting.
Yeah, wire dikes.
Wire
dikes.
Yeah.
And there's a certain brand they got there. And after I use them for about a month, they'll get a little rust and they don't cut as good. So I take it right back up there and show the man. He said, go get you another one. So every time I go to town, I just take it and get me another one.
So
I put rust converter on my rusty tools. I use that new Talon gun juice to degrease it and get all the stuff off of it and let it soak in there a little bit. And then I let it dry, and I go put rust converter on it, and it turns the rust into a carburized black, like a primer. Now, my tools are way better than they've ever been, and I keep salvaging them again and again and again. Yeah.
Because you keep leaving them outside?
Well, the shed, they're under the shed.
Oh,
it's just the humidity, and it's Florida,
He forgot where he left it.
Yeah. Finds them in the yard with the lawnmower.
The gun juice on, the Talon juice on that.
I'll try that. Fred, what all have you cleaned with Talon gun juice?
Man,
I cleaned my wallet.
Knives,
fish cooker,
pots and pans, my hands.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's great on your hands. All that dirt on your fingernails and stuff.
Oh yeah. It gets.
We've got that parts washer full of it over there, and every day, and I'm working on the gun, and my hands will just be black with carbon and grease, or oil, or whatever off guns, and I go over there and just wash my hands in it, rinse them off, and good to go.
This time of year, we sit outside, watch TV at night because nice weather, but bugs are out there, so we got these little lanterns that you burn your
citronella.
Yeah, citronella stuff. Well, that stuff gets a black
nasty
soot kind of thing around it. You get that juice on there and take it right off there.
Yeah.
I got
Clean it.
I was telling y'all before the show, I got silicone on this incubator I'm building, which is the Mac Daddy. Those big, huge stainless steel refrigerators, 2-door refrigerators I use in restaurants. I'm turning it into an egg incubator because the compressor's gone. Somebody gave me this thing, and I put boat portals in the doors. And it'll all be on my social media.
So it's a nautical incubator?
No, so I can see in there. I got LED lights and like green and purple LEDs and stuff
So you're
in
going to
there.
have like Saturday, like
Disco chickens.
Saturday
Yeah,
Night
you
Live
can turn
disco
on the
chickens.
Disco
man,
chickens.
dancing chickens, and so I about got it done, but I siliconed in around the portals because there was anyway filled in. But I got me some black silicone I wanted to match, and then I was working. I forgot it was wet, and I got to leaning up against it, and I got that on my shirt, got all over my arms. And I went over there, and I finally just gave up on the shirt. But it got most of that black silicone out of the shirt over there in the sink, and it got all of it off of me. And then I smeared it all over the door, and I went over there I sprayed some on there, and I took a rag, and it just wiped all that cured silicone right off. I mean, it dissolved. That's just some good stuff.
It'll
Tried it
take
on-
cured silicone off, huh?
Have you tried it on a fish bait yet, Paul?
No, but I think I'm going to after hearing all this.
It might
Might
be
as
like
well.
it might be like WD-40 and be a fish attractor.
Yeah.
I wonder if you put it on like your reel, if you sprayed it on
As long as you
You
re-grease
get
it and
that
re-oil it
grime
afterwards,
on your-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going saltwater fishing.
Yeah,
you
so
can
if
try
I,
that.
if I did that and then maybe put some like Real Magic on after that.
Yeah.
So, folks, what we're talking about is Talon gun juice. It is the greatest gun cleaner ever created, and it is a degreaser. It's a commercial degreaser that we sell in the shop, and we have branded as Talon gun juice. Now, we didn't mix it. We found an industrial chemical that we really, really like. We dilute it down to 5-to-1, which is perfect for cleaning guns. But you can delete it to 50-to-1, so you can delete this 10 times more.
Dilute,
You
not
don't want to
delete.
delete nobody.
Delete it. You can delete it. If you pour it out, you delete it. You can dilute it. You can dilute it. Dilute it. Yeah, I'm a little diluted
Dilute.
with myself. So you can dilute it down to 10 times what it comes in the bottle, and then use it in a sonic cleaner. Or I use it at that 50-to-1 ratio to. I keep it in a bucket in the stainless steel sink out under the shed, and when I'm working on the tractor, I do something. This is for you Dothan folks up there that got a bunch of greasy tools. I just go dip it in there and let it sit until I'm done, and I walk over there and I shake it off, wipe it off, and then any stubborn grease. If you got a lot of grease from your grease gun or something, you just wipe it off with an old rag in that solution and just leave that bucket sitting there and then rinse it off with water and go put it on the shelf. You got clean tools.
Yeah.
And it's not actually, I don't know that it.
So you have a whole bucket of the juice?
Yeah. I mean, I keep about 2 gallons in the bottom of a 5-gallon bucket that's diluted down, and then I just leave that over there.
I
And
didn't know you
it'll
could get it by the gallon.
We can.
We'll talk. We can.
I need some gallons.
Okay. Well, but we're not marketing the large quantities, but if somebody wants it, we
Make it happen.
yeah, we can make it happen, but
That could, like, change
but it
my
is
life.
fantastic.
Week.
You don't want to pay for it, but we can make it happen.
It is fantastic for you.
It's not cheap.
Yeah, straight
yeah.
up, it costs a lot of money. You'd almost have to be an attorney or be married to an attorney or both, Fred, to afford it.
This could be a life game changer
Okay.
if I had some gallons of juice.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think you can mix a drink with it.
Oh, no.
Although it is, you can drink it and it won't kill you.
I might make you do some crazy moves.
Well, you don't need any help. All right. Anyway, so you want to talk about fishing?
Let's do.
Well, it's the end of the show.
I had
so.
a friend of mine
Lord,
come
look at
over,
that
and comes every year from Mr. Rick Strickland. He's a lawyer, works with, does a lot of police cases representing them.
Rick Strickland?
Yes, sir.
Rick Strick. Yeah.
You ought to be able to remember his last name anyway, Charlie.
Yeah, I remember his last name.
But that's a big one we caught.
What?
How
big was that?
That's about a 7-pounder. And
Looks
man,
almost
I'll
as big
send
as
that
he
to you
is.
and put it on there. But man, I tell you, I've got a frog that I'm using. That when it comes, it has these feet that spin, and that, which I don't say the word. I've learned it's filamentous algae gets caught in the mossy
the
stuff.
moss
You know
gets hung up in
you know
there
all about
when
it.
it's spinning. It gets wound around it.
That's right. And so I took those off and added like a horny toad tail on it. And man, that thing will come through anything. I'm
get
gonna
through the
bring it
grass?
next Friday and I'll show it to y'all. But that's
Yeah, bring it next Friday.
that right. It goes through lily pads, won't hang up, throw it up in the trees, knock the willow flies out, and make the fish start biting. They don't hang up. It's amazing.
And it catch fish.
And it catch fish. Caught that one. And the man this morning called this one today on one.
That's about 5.5 pounds there, isn't it?
Yeah, but they've been biting.
So the state championship or national, whatever it was, down at Harris Chain, the high school kids last week.
They did.
My daughter's boyfriend caught one that weighed 8.1 or 8.2. He did not get the big fish.
Wow, really?
Apparently, the kid that won it was in like a 14-foot John boat fishing within sight of the launch, within sight of the ramp, and was caught a bunch of big fish. I'm sure where tournament people are turning them loose, and they didn't go far.
I mean,
he sat there and catch them again.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you do. I mean,
but the kid that won it was a junior. Was not a high school kid. It was like
the junior level.
Junior
That's
level.
Awesome.
And but they did well.
In a aluminum.
Yeah, in a John boat, in like a 14-foot John boat.
You have this $100,000. You don't. You just need a platform.
You need something that floats.
And I love to do it.
And the desire.
I don't know how he caught that fish and he didn't have 200 horsepower.
That's right.
Exactly. You got to have a boat to run 70, or you just can't compete.
Yeah, you
man.
ain't a fisherman.
I used to love it. We used to help run the sheriff's office over here. Would put on a bass tournament every year on Lake Talcon.
Yep.
And you'd see everything from the $150,000 rigs, bass boat in there to their 16-foot tracker with the 30 on it.
Some old man come putting around the corner from his dock with an old 2-stroke blowing blue smoke out the back of it,
and go up there and beat everybody with a go up there and
because he knew where they were,
because he lives on the lake. He's doing pretty well.
He went back around to his dock and got that fish he had on a stringer, brought it on back around.
I tell you, that in the bass tournament world, that is a big problem nowadays. There's a lot of guys that are out there that get caught cheating,
putting lead in his fish.
Well, the prizes are crazy.
Yeah, there's been some every now and then on YouTube or whatever or Instagram. I'll see somebody where they find somebody's fish basket where there's a tournament going on, and it's
you got
crazy.
all kinds and everything. But
I remember
when you're doing that,
that ain't just started though, Paul. It really hasn't.
Yeah.
I remember my granddaddy. I told you all about my granddaddy fishing in the first BASS tournament that was ever on Lake Seminole, and he was big in the bass club and fished, and he got sent to a big tournament down in I want to say Palatka. Yeah. And anyway, he went down there to fish, and they did. Him and my uncle did really well. They caught a bunch of fish, and he's like, he's thinking he's going to be in the running for the money or the prize or whatever it was. And he gets up there and he said, "Them guys come weighing in fish with glassed over, eyes, cloudy eyes, where they've been the fish had been frozen, obviously to him, and thawed out."
They caught them out of the freezer.
Yeah, and the only way that they catch people is with the polygraphs, and it's
I had a client once that didn't pass the polygraph
on a bass tournament.
It was a
saltwater tournament.
Yeah.
Did you get him off?
He didn't get the prize.
Oh,
yeah. Well, that's part of it. You shouldn't be cheating on stuff like this. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Come on.
No,
it shouldn't be cheating.
Yeah.
It's wrong. How about the fish been biting pretty good on some?
They have the top water bite all during the last couple of weeks. The last two mornings,
you got 20 seconds.
Bright,
that's what the hands say.
Quicker. They bit this morning. We caught that one this morning. Had about 5 or 6 bites, but the brim finally the bluegill are starting to hurt.
Very good.
So it's going to happen as we go forward. I'll bring that bait next week.
All right, sounds good.